I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig. Miss Wig. You're mad. Miss Wig. Ha ha. Miss Wig. Miss Wig.
Because you get nothing else from me today. Goodbye. Don't make me call Portia.
One of the queens of reality TV, she is returning to our screens. Lanethia Leaks. Also known as Nene Leaks. Let me tell you about Lanethia. Lanethia Leaks arguably put Bravo on the map, all right? That Nene. Nene gave us iconic quotes like, I don't keep up with the Joneses, I am the Joneses. She also had so nasty and so rude. And of course, I said what I said. So that line alone probably paid for at least 3 vacations. But then Nene had a very nasty and very rude legal battle with the network. But I guess time heals all wounds and ratings heal even faster. So, because Bravo just announced that Nene will be making an appearance on The Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip.
Hey, you guys. Okay. It's your girl, Nene Leaks. Okay, so where do I start? This has been a really long journey. And, gosh, I'm happy, overjoyed to say that I will be returning to Bravo. I almost can't even believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. First, I have to thank a lot of people here. I want to thank Francis Burke, Andy Cohen, so many executives behind the scenes who have worked to make this happen. So many people that have continued to throw my name in the ring over and over again. Thank you to everybody over at Bravo. Thank you to all the people over at Truly Original. Thank you to Shed Media. Thank you to the producers on the ground who are calling and texting me and wanting this to be an amazing thing. I'm so happy to do it. I'm so happy to do it for you guys. Thank you, Darren Ward, for talking me through everything when we talked a few weeks ago and cried on the phone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I have to thank some of the housewives that I know that have continuously kept my name, being said behind the scenes. Portia Williams. Yeah. Thank you so much. You know how I feel about you. You're my little sister. Thank you. I appreciate everything. Phaedra Parks. Thank you so much, Phaedra, for keeping my name going. And all of you guys and all of you ladies who constantly say my name and keep my name out in the ring, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for it. I'm just doggone excited to do this. I'm excited to see all of you girls. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a time. Yes, bitches, I am back. Okay, now pick your faces up off the floor. Okay. Cornbread.
It's dragging a little wagon, don't mind me.
Long time no see.
I know.
Yes. A disappointing video But nonetheless, here goes. So earlier this week, I was told by my management company that the Netflix scripted series called The Upshaws were interested in casting me for a part. In Upshaws, it's Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes. Directing this particular episode is Kim Fields. I was excited to do it. It's a comedy. I love comedy. I used to have a comedy show out on the road. Some of you guys, as the talks went on, we agreed upon whatever we agreed upon. I was to fly out to LA on Tuesday. They told me that Portia William Gubadia was also playing in this particular series. She would be side by side with me. Excited. I haven't seen Portia. We always have a good laugh when we see each other. So I was just like, okay, so me and Portia are going to kill this part. I get to LA on Tuesday. They tell me to go straight to, to the studios. I need to go into wardrobe. Once I got into wardrobe, I'd chosen to wear like this silver color. They showed me a picture of Portia. They said that Portia's wearing something similar in color, and maybe I would choose something else because we were going to be, side by side doing this scene. No problem. I gave them a whole different look. They told me we were going to be having rehearsal. At rehearsal, I didn't see Portia. There was a stand-in. We broke for lunch. We came back. We were going to do a whole run-through. I still didn't see Portia. I'm just waiting to see Portia, right? I'm excited to see Portia. I'm like, well, I want to, make that Portia set so me and her can chop it up. So Portia never came. We wrapped for the evening. I went back to my hotel. When I got to my hotel, production called me and asked me if I had any issues with any housewives because they were going to be recasting the other position. And I was like, oh my God, no, like what? And they were going to recast the position that Portia was playing. And I was like, what? Why? And they said, do you have any issues with Kim Zolciak, Cynthia Bailey, Marlo Hampton? And I was like, no, like I just saw Kim recently and we talked. I talked to Cynthia Bailey often. I talked to Marlo Hampton often. No, like they ultimately cast Cynthia Bailey and she was flown out to LA on Wednesday. We did the part together. I was later told that Portia did not show up to work and had said that she did not want to work with me, that we had issues from the past, and she did not want to work with me. Let me take that in for a second. Listen, I am more than disappointed. Portia and I have double dated a few times, okay? Okay. They ultimately cast Cynthia Bailey and she was flown out to LA on Wednesday. We did the part together. I was later told that Portia did not show up to work and had said that she did not want to work with me, that we had issues from the past, and she did not want to work with me. Let me take that in for a second. Listen, I am more than disappointed. Portia and I have double dated a few times, okay? Okay. Simon had a birthday. We were all in Miami together. We hung out for the whole weekend to celebrate Simon's birthday. We all decided one weekend to go to Vegas to see Usher. We all went to Vegas to see Usher, couples. I was in Dubai. Portia and Simon were in Dubai. We all hung out. Yanni and I have gone to Simon and Portia's home to hang out, party, drink. My son came over, brought hookahs. We ate African food, had a great time. Of course, Portia had a wedding, and I'm at her wedding. I've seen Portia in Atlanta out we've laughed and talked. I am shocked that Portia would go to a production company. I am shocked to hear that Portia would go to a production company and say that she doesn't want to work with me because we've had a lot of issues in the past. What lots of issues that we had in the past? Mind you guys, I haven't been a housewife in over 4.5 years, okay? Besides that, as black women, okay, when you call a black woman angry, difficult, we've got problems, I can't work with them on set, that is a death trap for a black woman in the industry. We don't have any issues that we can't work together. We are professionals. We get on set and we work together and do what we got to do. Your issues in the past, if you had to pick a housewife, it certainly wouldn't be with me. It would have been with Kenya. It would have been with Candy. Those were your major issues. We've had petty things. We're on a reality show. So we obviously are going to have some sort of issues, but we've not had anything where we could not work together. I'm sad and disappointed that Portia would go to any company and say that she's had issues with me and we cannot work together. That is a lie. I text her. So it's not like I'm doing this video, I didn't text her. I text her. And she sent me a text back saying that she's going through her divorce and I didn't reach out to little sis. Are you serious? You and your husband were just happy and smiling in Dubai. I thought you guys were having a fight and maybe you guys are going to get back together. I don't know what y'all personal business are. I don't want to be nosy, okay? I don't want to invade your privacy. Maybe you need some time. I don't know what you need. I was happy to see her and talk to her and chop it up then. I don't want to pry. Yes, Yanni and Simon are hanging out together, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm not hanging out with Simon. Yanni's hanging out with Simon. I can't change this relationship with that man. I wouldn't let him change my relationship with Portia. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing that you would do that. It's very disappointing. And people need to stop. They need to stop doing that. That's not right.
Do you reach out to people like when you see like Portia going through a divorce or anything?
Yes. So when Portia was going through her divorce, you know, she was married to Simon. I was dating Yanni. They're both African guys. They hung out together. We hung out. We double dated and all those things. And I was talking to her during that time. And I was doing this show called The Upshaws. And she kind of was like, she didn't want to do The Upshaws with me. Well, if you're going to act like that, then you can't come to my listening party.
You know who else can't come? Your husband, because he's in jail.
Now, why you always bringing that up?
Is he not? Is he not?
You know what I think about your cheap little bubbly?
Oh, no, you didn't. Yes, she did. Help a bitch down, bitch. I hate y'all.
She didn't tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
She told the production crew, and the production told us that, you know.
Is that true? I don't believe Portia.
It's the truth.
Really?
It's
Portia don't
the
seem
truth.
like that type. Portia not catty like
Well,
that.
she
Did
is.
something happen a little bit? Like
She did that. Nothing happened. She did that. She said that. That's the truth.
So you did it.
I did it. They brought in Cynthia Bailey the next day, and Cynthia shot the scene with me.
Oh, it's supposed to be you and Portia.
It was supposed to be Portia and I. I did not know that, and I don't think Portia knew that until we arrived to set, that we were both going to be shooting a scene together. And
Oh, so
she
Portia
didn't-
was on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on set
Wow.
the day before. She had gone in to do her fittings and things, and I gone in the next day to do my fitting. And the following day, we were going to shoot the scene, and Portia didn't show up, and they went scrambling, and they ended up flying Cynthia Bailey in, and she did it. But Portia did do that. Now, that's the honest truth.
Did you
It
haven't
doesn't really
spoken to
matter
her?
to me. I haven't spoken to her since.
After that,
I don't have.
How long ago was it?
I don't know. It's been months. The show just aired like yesterday or the day before yesterday.
You don't think it could have been a personal issue and she had to
I
get
don't
up
have
out of
a
there?
we didn't
no,
have
with
it.
her, like in her life. Like,
No, I don't think so. But listen, I don't care.
why would they even tell you that? That's messy to even tell you that.
Yeah, because they were in a frenzy and we weren't shooting. And my manager did some digging and asked somebody that was on set, and they told us what happened. But listen, I'm still not mad. I really don't care. It's not that serious to me. You can text her right now, so can I. In fact, I have the text messages because I did text her when it happened, and I told her. And so I did text her.
Wow.
And but it doesn't matter. Listen, if you don't want to work with somebody, that's fine with me. You don't have to work with me. I think that's bad business on your behalf to show up somewhere and be like, you know what? I don't want to work with Charlamagne today.
Happens all the time.
I do that every day. We do that every day.
I'm not even mad about that stuff. It just is not that serious to me. Some stuff is so petty. These girls really do think that they're bigger stars than they really are. So it's really okay with me.
There you go. You love
I'm
saying that.
not.
You just go what you call it.
I'm just being
She was only a Bravo celebrity. That's what you said.
Oh, was it Starless? What did he say
They
last
do
time?
some of these-
Starless? What was it?
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. I promise you that I'm so an adult now. That's why you haven't heard me clap back at somebody, because so many people are like, I know Nene gonna come back and say something. No, I'm not.
Sitting and waiting.
Just when I'm being asked a question, do not get mad at my response, okay? I'm not going to clap back at you. I just don't have the time for it, really. I don't. And I don't want any confrontation. I really don't.
So, no, it's not that I wouldn't do it with her. So, I signed on to do the Upshaws, and I had just filed, I think, could have even been a week and a half prior. So, when it happened, I had already signed up to do the show, and I really couldn't cancel at that point. So when I got there, I just was sitting in the green room or the waiting area, and I just start breaking down.
Oh man.
I just start breaking down. And then then she was in the room next to me, and just hearing her voice broke me down because I just felt when you're going through divorce, you just feel so alone. And here I am, just a foul, coming out of my room. I mean, I could barely put on makeup. And now here I am on a set with strangers. I don't have anybody. So it genuinely wasn't me saying, no, I don't work with this person or that person, whomever, because I agreed to it. I just wasn't capable of doing it that day.
Mentally and emotionally.
I could not gather myself at all. So when I spoke to them, they were like, I understand you're not going to be able to act as a housewife today. They ended up letting me go home, and then they said, we'll fill in your spot with Cynthia. And then after that, in true Nene fashion, she just turned it into something about herself. And it genuinely wasn't about her. It was about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, her actions of taking Simon's side and hanging out with him or with women or whatever they were doing, it just really was null and void to me. I just would have wanted a friend. So for her to turn it and make it like I tried to block her money or whatever, me block Nene's money? How? Nene's a star. I can't block your money, just like nobody can block mine. I don't give a damn who you are. So to me, it's just unfortunate. I'm too grown. I'm sure y'all can see I'm a different Portia. If I was another Portia, I'd be reading her and her wig or whatever, but I don't feel that way. I feel like we grown people. Girl, you know how it is to go through a divorce. You know exactly what emotions I could have been feeling. So all the extraness is just not needed. I only want real.
Well, she said that Portia wasn't here for her, right? Portia wasn't there for her when she was going through, when she was grieving.
That's not true. I was out of town and flew in for her husband's funeral. No, I'm there for my friends. I don't think she said that. And if she said that, I think she would retract that, because that's just not true. I'm always there for her.
What's going on, P?
Nothing, girl. I'm just packing.
Well, I come over here to get you together.
Oh, here we go.
The last time we saw Nene was season 12. That was the reunion during the pandemic, and she did the...
What we not finna do is all you not finna direct to me. You're not gonna direct to me because you got your own bullshit with you. No, you're not gonna be. Well, I can easily do this, bitch.
What
Did she turn
happened?
her camera off?
Is her computer closed?
I don't see Nene anymore.
What's she not fitting to do?
The door is closed.
The computer is shut. Nene, come back. Girl, it ain't... Come on back, girl.
Oh my God.
You know you need to come back because you weren't in the episodes. You need those checks, girl.
Okay,
we're going to leave it there and take a break. Maybe Nene will open her computer. We don't know. We'll be right back.
Hello, it is Karen Huger's Wig here. I wanted to say thank you for watching, and if you could give me a thumbs up on this video, that would be very much appreciated, okay? And you can also find these full videos elsewhere, like on X, TikTok, and Instagram if you are feeling like you want to watch them on there and comment. So, yes.
You swimming in the lady pond? Ooh. Portia, you gotta tell me about this.
Is this your girlfriend? Yes! I'm excited to meet her! Let me meet this girl, Chad! How you doing? I'm Sway. Nice to meet you.
This is a hard launch. Portia's glowing, honey, like she's 9 months.
The cat is out of the bag. I am official with Patrice.
We're using government names now. It must be serious.
We are very serious. That was the rainbow. Because I'm gay.
Real gay. Like, oh.
You met Drew.
Yep, met Drew. I know Pinky. I know her Cynthia.
Okay, you gotta tell me what you packed.
Okay, so of course we're gonna do all these trips. We're gonna go visit everybody's city. So it's like 7 girls. It's Teresa. Teresa's sweet.
You talk to everybody. Yes, you do.
Teresa.
Yes, you do. You talk to Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Why? Because you said that I spread the rumors to the bloggers about Louis.
Yes.
I said. No.
Yeah.
You know what?
Every time we do have like a major talk, something comes out. And then who brings it out? Miss Margaret does.
How would I have information on Louis and his life?
Because you're talking to people in his past.
Why would I talk to people
in
his past?
I'm sure you inserted yourself.
Inserted myself to his past?
Yes.
How would I know anything about Louis?
Maybe someone from his past contacted
Why
you.
would they contact me?
You know everybody. Margaret knows everybody.
I do know everybody.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to be contacting bloggers, okay?
Dinner, let's
Sick,
eat dinner.
disgusting liar.
What are we doing?
Get ready. You're disgusting. Let's get my purse. Let's go.
And this is the way you act.
Show disgusting. She's f***ing disgusting. You.
Try on. There's other ones. I don't know what I'm wearing. We know. Just go put it on.
I think Vicky's cool. I think she's loud, but she's cool.
Oh, well, I like loud.
Yeah.
I didn't make it up. All I did is comment on the things that have been said about all of us, about Gretch, myself, Tamara, Vicky. It's in the news.
Vicky's eyes are bulging out of her head. Nothing good is going to come out of this.
Sorry you don't think I'm as pretty as you want me to look, but my mom and dad think I'm beautiful. I think I'm beautiful. Brooks thinks I'm beautiful. And I'm sorry I don't fit the Orange County model of what you think my face should
I
look
have
like.
never made an accusation about how I think you should look.
You know what? It's hurtful, Slade, and it's mean. And I've never talked about how you look.
I didn't
How
either.
is climbing a deadbeat dad not just as mean?
That's about supporting your child.
That's my point,
So
Vicky.
how do you know what I did to
It's the
support
same
my
thing.
child?
Vicky, it's the same thing.
Not about
It
how he
doesn't
looks.
matter. Vicky, it's the same thing. It
I've
doesn't
been a
matter.
recipient.
Okay, wait, so
Hang
hold
on a
on.
second,
Hold
one
on.
second. Let me
so
talk
look,
for a
the
second.
way that you look is different than calling somebody a deadbeat
You
dad. Are you
betcha.
kidding me?
You betcha
You
it
are
is.
smoking crack, Vicky.
Are you a mother?
You are smoking
Are you a
crack.
mother? I'm a mother.
You are
I've been a
smoking crack.
recipient of somebody that's never paid child support.
Vicky,
It's
then
not.
why are you dating Brock?
I'm not
Why are you dating
He's
Brock?
not caught up.
Really?
Do you know
he
his
went to
financial
jail for
situation?
it, Vicky.
Yes,
Do
he
you know
did.
mine?
To jail
He got
for it.
behind.
So what the hell is your problem?
So do you know
You're
mine?
so
He's not behind anymore.
obnoxious. You're so
Vicky.
obnoxious.
The louder she got, the more angry I got, and bottom line, she's just a bully, and I'm over it.
It only works when it's to your benefit.
You're not a mother. You have no idea what it's like.
Kyle Richards.
Now, that
Get out.
is my girl.
Could there be a Western theme, for God's sakes? Would make my life a lot easier.
Then you have Giselle.
Giselle out of Potomac.
Giselle and I are really close.
Yeah.
Robin Dixon addresses allegation of Juan Dixon cheating. The Real Housewives of Potomac cast member Robin Dixon recently admitted that her husband Juan Dixon did in fact have an affair with a woman while they were engaged, and that is one of the reasons why their wedding was delayed. Last week, a woman came forward alleging that she had a relationship with Juan during the pandemic, and she literally had receipts to prove it. Ooh, honey. Yes, for the starless Robin Dixon, child.
What? You said she's
Starless,
starving.
honey.
Starless?
Starless.
What the hell does that mean, Nene?
Like, these girls on these shows are just not stars. Like, if you really look at it, all of the stars that were on any of these franchises, they took them off. And everybody that's left is starless. Now, gone.
But I thought that show got high ratings.
That's it?
I don't know.
When last time you looked at those ratings, honey? Those ratings are
Nene, stop. Don't do that.
Do you watch the show or you don't watch that show?
I don't watch the show. I watch the clips, though, that come down social media. But I'm not really a TV watcher. I don't watch TV at all.
Okay.
Well, they spoke about it on the Reasonably Shady podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. Okay. 2 stars, Robin and Giselle. I think they're stars.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then.
Wow. you the one that's reasonably shady. Lord,
Can't count none. Yeah, can't count none. You heard it here first.
I adore her though. But no.
Did you see the video of Karen running into Nene Leakes in LA and Nene asking her to beat you up for her? Do you know what that's about?
No. Like, you know, people hate when I'm just home minding my business. Can I just be home alone minding my business, please? Why are y'all talking about beating me up? It was so weird to me. So crazy. I gotta ask Karen about it. I never even asked her about it, but like it was a little strange. And because I don't have an issue with Nene and I thought she didn't have one with me. So it was very weird.
This is iconic. Every night is going to be iconic.
Lisa from Salt Lake City.
Girl, look at this for an 80s theme. Do you die?
And then who else? I think, am I missing somebody? I cannot forget Louis.
Pretty good role model as far as self-esteem and being confident goes. I'm actually somebody who's been, confident since I'm a kid. Do you all have in mind what you want to do with your lives or what you want to be?
I want to be a babysitter.
You want to be a babysitter? You're cute. You want to be a model? Are you tall? Let's see how tall. So, and you said how old were you?
10.
Oh, you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to grow.
Good.
And you have a beautiful face. And you know what? Losing weight is easy. That's the easy part. You know what you have is you have the basics. When you have the basics to work with, the other part is easy.
How dare we celebrate 20 years as housewives and leave out the Nene Leakes?
And you need to know how to have a conversation like an adult. You're the one raising your voice. What did he hit? You're talking to a grown woman anymore. Look, don't even go that bullshit with me, okay? I don't want to hear it. Because you with the wrong one. I ain't got time for that, okay?
It's
Calm. Let's be calm. So childish and immature. Come on off the bus. Oh, there's Kim.
I'm so happy to see Sheree's smiling face. Anything to change the scenery from Nene's ugly mug.
You ready for some relaxation? Yeah, girl. I thought it was all girls weekend. All of us was hanging out, being here for Cynthia, doing a bachelorette party / girls night out. Kim says that she was wanting Sweetie and Don. Them to say the house.
We're performing tomorrow, Candy Night, so Don Juan and her assistant and my assistant get us dressed, get all our stuff organized, get us on the bus, get us to our performance. But she has a problem with that. Oh. Call my assistant a slave.
She is a slave. She be calling her dumb ass.
Wait a minute,
get
you guys.
This, get that. I'm like, damn, did you have
you guys.
It looks like we're at the ultimate fight challenge. At this point, because there's so much madness, I don't know who's right.
Not help if you have the trash.
We're supposed to have a good weekend, you guys. Is there a bartender here? I think everybody needs a cocktail.
I thought that I was coming to Miami to get away from all my drama. Now here comes Nene and Kim with their drama. What happened to my relaxing weekend?
She got up out of your chair and got in my face.
You got up out your chair.
You would strangle me again.
She's so ridiculous. I will strangle you and throw your ass in that
she told me she'd run me over.
Wait a minute.
So the queen herself will be making an appearance when we enter Atlanta. This whole thing is about iconic housewives. But what about the iconic housewife?
Nene is the only one here, I think, that has met the African prince.
That's not true.
You did meet him.
That's not true.
No?
That is not true. I think that Kenya tried to put out that I had met him, and that's just simply not true.
Okay, well, I'll
And,
just pull up the
so let me
text
just
messages.
explain to you.
She did meet him.
No, I
and
did
she
not.
Was very
You can
rude.
pull up anything you want to pull up.
She was very rude.
You can
In
pull
fact,
up
she
anything
said,
you want to pull
Don't
up.
bring that
I'm
nasty
not going
bitch
to
around
talk to
me
you, but if you
anymore.
want
And
to
that
ask
that
me a
happened
question
in
and you
Los
want me to
Angeles.
answer it, then I will answer the question, and I won't be interrupted, or we don't even have to talk about it. How about that?
No, I would like to ask you.
Okay.
Because I thought that we spoke about, didn't you meet him
Well,
in
let
the
me
lobby of a
explain
hotel
to you
or
how it
something?
happened,
Okay.
and then you determine whether or not I met him or
Okay,
not,
I
okay?
can't wait. Yeah.
Okay, I was walking out of my hotel in Beverly Hills. You know my hotel I like to stay
Yes,
at with my girlfriend. A man approached me. It's very dark. It was probably 10 at night. He approached me and he said, Kinmara is across the street. Kinmara is across the street. I could not understand what he was saying.
Okay.
He had a very thick accent. I looked at him and I was like, what the hell is he saying? Kinmara is across the street. I just kept walking. And I got in my car with my girlfriend and pulled off. Like 2 minutes later, Kenya called to my phone and she said, why the hell you walk off from my man, girl? I said, what man? And she said, my boyfriend. I said, the guy, and then it dawned on me, the guy with the accent kept saying Kimora. And I guess he was saying Kenya Moore is across the street. And I couldn't understand him. So I got in my car, I didn't say anything, and I pulled off. And she said, he's in a black Ferrari. I said, no, bitch, we're in a black Ferrari. So she didn't even know what he was driving. Okay, so you tell me whether or not I met him, because that wasn't, I can't pick that man out of a line.
It sounds like you ran into him.
So if that's what you call meeting her boyfriend, then I must have met him.
What she's saying is true. That is how she met, but she was so rude as she is with a lot of her fans. She thought it was just
You're
a fan,
rude with your
and she
fans.
just blew it off like,
Whatever.
"Oh, who is this that wants to talk to me?
Yes, sir.
Whatever." And
You're
he
gone.
said to me later, "You know what? She was so nasty and so rude
I
that
was
I don't
so
even
nasty
don't
and
ever bring
so
anybody
rude.
around me like that."
So nasty
and that's what happened.
So rude. So nasty and so rude.
For you, after all this time, to come back for the 20-year anniversary is huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. I mean, it's my hug.
I love you. I love you. Okay, you got to show me what all you pack.
Okay, girl.
Because you got to take some cute
I ain't even
Because you know
close.
Kyle and Vicky, they got good clothes.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to have some fur. You need a gown.
But you know, I got to get rid of this daggone holiday weight and love weight.
You got that booty,
Girl,
honey. You got that trunk.
You know, I was Miami ready.
Look at Portia. You can just have this all just to play in the house.
Yeah, just walking around cooking up some eggs. Or you want some pancakes? Woo, yes. Check the oven.
Curious who you are currently closest to from another Bravo show.
Before Ultimate Girls Trip,
Yes.
which we just filmed, it was definitely Giselle and Kyle Richards.
You know Miss Robbiana, Miss Strappiana, also known as Miss Toppiana. Get the strap, 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 get the strap. Giselle wanna get strapped down tonight.
I just love her. Like, she's one of those friends that's gonna just tell you like it is. I miss you, friend.
I don't like it.
I don't either. You
Okay,
need to be
so-
down here more often.
First
That's
and
what it
foremost,
is.
I will be, because you know I'm here this week, because I just did something here in town.
What was
A
it?
little soap opera, Beyond the Gates.
Oh, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
After Ultimate Girls Trip, when I tell you we became all friends,
Yeah.
and we still like in the chat. You know how you kind of ghost the chat?
Yeah.
We're still in the chat.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
pretty much all of them.
Wait, and this Ultimate Girls Trip was longer than any other ones we ever had.
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
the other ones are like a week. Or, oh yeah, 5, yeah.
And the other ones are one location. We literally
Oh,
had
yes.
to keep packing up,
We went
going
on
from city to city.
six-
Yes.
six-
So
Road-
that's
6 cities, 12 Yeah. days?
Yep.
Yeah.
And 2
Yeah.
theme parties a day.
A day.
Yes.
A day.
I mean, the outfits.
Yes, but something,
Yes.
so like we went to Beverly Hills, so like I felt like the places that we went, y'all didn't have to pack as much. Like us,
Yeah,
because you didn't do a Potomac stop or a Salt Lake stop. We had to pack for the whole thing. Like Atlanta, you got to switch your luggage.
I did. I could regather myself.
Yes.
I left everything. New York was kind of last, so I left everything for New York.
Yeah.
And all the parties
because the
happened after
packing
that.
was not a game.
Back at home and was able to get,
were there 6 locations?
take my things
Yes.
at home,
Wait,
which is a big help.
OC, Beverly Hills, Atlanta, Miami,
New York,
Yes.
Berkshire.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so it was 6.
Woo!
Yep.
It was kind of hot, cold, hot, cold,
Yeah.
hot, cold.
Bikinis, loafers. Asked to, celebrate 20 years of The Real Housewives. And like I said, it was not an immediate yes. I said, can you give me like 2 days? Because I was exhausted from shooting Beverly Hills. You know what it's like shooting 2 back-to-back like Vicky just did. But like, how could we not want to celebrate that?
Yeah.
You know, when we started this, people were like, is reality television even going to be around for long? And look at this. That's something to really
It's
celebrate.
an accomplishment. Yeah.
And then the biggest thing about doing the Ultimate Girls Trip, which is different from other girls trips, is because we're representing our cities for the 20th year anniversary.
Yes.
So our whole, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so for
was
me,
like-
I was just glad to be picked. Like she said, I was very humble. I was very thankful. And most of all, I needed that break because I was off 3 years, came back a year, got my ass whipped. And then I was like, okay, what now? And then in between that time, when this came in, I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Yes.
Because when I'm around them, I know it sounds crazy. I don't know if y'all feel like this, but it's therapeutic.
Yes.
It
Because
is.
when we're on camera, we have all these conversations about what we've been through and getting to know each other on a different level.
And we get to break the fourth wall
And
and
it's a
talk
sisterhood that
about
no one else
shooting.
can relate to.
Totally
We can
not.
only relate to this. So this is like a breath of fresh air for me. So
Oh,
I'm gonna say yes
very
every time.
refreshing.
Totally.
Yeah,
I feel
To be
like
with
it's,
these ladies.
yeah, I feel like it's extremely empowering.
I was going to say, not to say that we didn't clash sometimes.
Yeah, you know,
Oh, we did.
When you spend 2 weeks together with big personalities like this,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
always something.
There's a moment.
I don't know if you had too much to drink in Atlanta, but you were very mean to her.
I mean to Lisa.
I like sincere apologies.
Muster it up, boo. Muster it up.
I don't know if you girls felt like this, but when we would stop at these events and the other housewives would come in from other cities, there was a lot of drama that came up that was
Yes.
really surprising to me, and the way they argue is very different than we are in Beverly Hills. And I found myself, here I was so happy and love all these women so much, but then, obviously on Beverly Hills, we fight, we have problems, but I'm like, wow, this is kind of making me appreciate Beverly Hills. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now.
No, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. OC was like, wow.
OC was wow.
OC, what about
was wild, but
Salt
also
Lake?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake was
Yes.
wow.
They were
Salt
so-
Lake and then Atlanta had their stuff. But it was
Wow.
crazy
Yeah.
because
Yes.
when we would see, when we're in each city, you would assume, okay, well, the Atlanta girls are going to act up, or the Miami girls. It would be the other cities that are visiting us that
Acting
show
up.
out. And
Yes.
what's crazy is if it involved any of us, I don't know, it's because we're on the girls trip together, I was very protective of us.
Yes.
Like, I rode for Lisa. I'm like, listen, look, I don't care what you say she did to you. She's our friend. Okay? And we love her. So she grew a whole sisterhood behind her. I know y'all have my back, Kyle,
Yes.
so we rolled like a little gang.
Yeah.
Little glam gang.
Did we help you navigate going back into filming for
I'm
Salt Lake?
sure.
No, I felt like it was refreshing for me to go into Salt Lake too, because I feel like our reunion was airing while I was filming Ultimate Girls Trip. So you're getting all of that while being on a trip, and then they'd pop in and just want to confront me. But I'm like, we just cleared everything up at the reunion, and like, I'll be the judge here. I won at the reunion. Like, so I'm like, it was cleared. And so I was just trying, I was just trying to vibe. And I think it changed the way I went into the next season too.
Yeah.
For all of us.
I could see that.
And it felt better, and I felt like empowered by it. And I think I love learning from people, and for me it was so amazing to watch how all of you guys mitigate different situations and friendship, and it felt more relatable to like what I would want on my franchise.
I gotta say, seeing Nene right at the beginning of the first episode made my heart so happy.
Yeah, me too. Great, really great.
Open up, bitch.
I mean, we couldn't have celebrated 20 years without her. She's such an important part of the franchise. It was really fun. And the response has been great.
We all know that reality TV is wild behind the scenes, but what's going on over at Bravo appears to be absolutely insane. According to court documents filed by former star Leah McSweeney, Andy Cohen snorts cocaine with his favorite Real Housewives stars and dishes out favors to his employees who become personal party pals.
And according to Leah, it did not stop with alcohol. The suit also claims that Andy frequently did cocaine with other Real Housewives cast members. And a quote from the lawsuit says, Andy's proclivity for cocaine usage with his employees is well known throughout the Real Housewives franchise. The suit also claims that he intentionally uses cocaine with his employees to further promote a workplace culture that thrives off drug and alcohol abuse.
Claims that Andy Cohen routinely takes cocaine with a group of housewives. Crucially to her suit, claims that he then doles out favors to these people who he, invites into this sort of special group of people he does drugs with.
Someone that was at your wedding said a few of the girls at your wedding were doing things at your wedding. What kind of things? Okay, I never said I would call
things. Blowjobs, kissing?
Yeah.
Were they kissing? Making out?
Drugs. Okay.
Allegedly. I can't control with my guests
So she was leveling the threat of drug use against you.
All of Miami
But no
does.
one is doing whatever she said.
I think maybe somebody's trying to get me drunk.
Don't do it.
Here's my problem.
Mama Jean says put the damn tequila to Don.
Don't laugh.
No, drink some agua.
She's got a cat. I got big boobs and I'm sticking to it.
She needs to relax.
Yeah.
You know what? My life is about the freaking hospital.
Bottoms up.
All about hospital and no fun.
Do you think Dorinda has a drinking problem?
I'm not qualified to say that, and I'm not going to do that.
But
and
you did
I'm not
say it.
Well, I did say it, and I did mean it when
and
I
it
said
really
it.
hurt, Bethany.
Dorinda,
you are drunk,
as opposed to you are a drunk. The day after that incident, we went back to the warehouse. You apologized to the wrong person. And you said, "Oh, I thought that was him." You did not know who you had offended. That is fat. No, I'm talking now
because I didn't remember. I was drunk that night.
The implication being, I mean, this is somewhat salacious, but the reason it's in the suit is the implication is that Bravo is an environment, or these set of companies, Bravo, Shared, Warner, other production companies, are an environment where taking drugs is a professional advantage. Therefore, not taking drugs is a professional disadvantage, which means that people who have the disability of alcohol misuse or substance misuse are discriminated against.
I'd say,
I agree.
yeah,
actually.
I'd say 10 right.
How's this heat?
The
going?
heat is,
Is it surging?
This part of me feels very hot. The rest of me feels very cold. So I feel very unbalanced.
You sound like you're on heroin or something.
What is that? How does that even
I
sound
don't
like?
know. Isn't it like waves of heat or something like that?
Oh, that's what you're referencing.
I don't know.
I
don't know anything about it.
What was that? It was a weird thing you had with Cameron Diaz. Sweetie, you need to wipe your nose a little. There was a weird thing you had with Cameron Diaz.
Again,
I know,
it's like an acid. It's what I imagine an acid trip to be
It's
like.
what you imagine. Have
Yes.
you ever done acid?
No.
Really?
No.
Well, it's time. We're doing it tonight.
Oh, please.
Yes, we are.
No.
You're coming over
I
after
don't
the
know.
show. No, you
You're-
are coming over after
Yes,
the show.
I'm coming over for
Okay, we're going to drop
some
it.
food. No, we're
No,
gonna
I know.
food.
What's the hardest drug you've ever tried?
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do pretty good. You don't. I've never seen you wrecked by anything you've done. You wake up the next morning, you're making a waffle in the hotel lobby,
Yeah, right.
and you are good to go.
Yeah, you're right. I am
Yeah.
very resilient.
You are good
I'm a
to
good
go.
partier.
I'm a
I know how to
sensitive-
party.
is Andy ready for that? Is Andy ready for his son to know who he is? Because the Andy I know would hit up Grindr and go on 3 or 4 Grindr dates an evening. And these are people that are pretty reputable sources. I don't even want to talk about the drugs and the partying. Not now anyway, but we can get back to that. I can accuse him all I want. I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm not talking about legalizing. I'm talking about like things that I've been accused of doing and he allowed to happen while he was doing the same things that he's accusing me of or allowing other people to accuse me of. Is this really a spokesperson? Or is this just somebody spiraling until all of a sudden, oh my God, you found Jesus? No, good luck now explaining this to your kids. Just good luck. Because if I had a choice, I had good parents like his, I would have made different decisions. I'm not saying you're immune to it when you have wonderful parents, because everybody grows up differently. But I'm saying I didn't stand a chance. He could have given me a chance. But he didn't. I gave him over a decade. But he didn't want the truth. But now you're going to have to look at it from my perspective, Andy. And you being the last to know is on you now.
I've never said this before, obviously, but both times I did the show, right before we went live, Andy Cohen privately asked me in an office in Embassy Row, which is the production company that does that shit show, if I wanted to do blow. All right, I've never had a drink in my life. You guys know I'm no prude, but I'm like kind of a straight edge. I thought he was kidding the first time. Just so you know, Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers has never asked me to do blow before going on the show. No one from The View has ever asked me to do blow before a show. So I was hoping he was kidding. So the second time I do the show, same thing. So once again, we're alone in an office in Embassy Row, and he's like, "You want to do some coke?" And I'm thinking he's serious. Like, so I know trust me, he's gonna say he was kidding and everything. No, he was asking me to do cocaine with him. That made me very uncomfortable. It was the two of us in a room. Michael Davies was nowhere to be found. No one was there from Bravo. And that's why I don't do that show.
If Andy were to apologize.
Oh my God, he's too busy.
Allegedly. 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 What? I don't have one F left to give.
I
Not
know.
one.
I understand.
You could give me $1, I wouldn't buy an F. I don't have one F left to give.
So.
What do you think about Leah McSweeney's allegations against Andy Cohen, basically saying that he did coke with housewives and then sort of in return almost they got favorable edit and it was just a better thing to do?
Nobody gets good edit on that show, that's for a fact. And Andy doing coke, I know, because I've partied with him hundreds of times in my business, in my house, in New York. I've never seen anything like that.
You've never seen him do it?
I would categorically say no, he wouldn't do that. I know for a fact. In fact, I know for a fact he wouldn't do that. So
you think she's just fabricating it?
Anybody can say anything, can't they?
But for what reason?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her? That's a good question.
Well, she was in front of me. You know, I'm asking you though, like, she's saying all of these like pretty big allegations, and I wonder why.
That's exactly what they are, allegations. Nothing concrete. I think it's bullshit. As I say, I know Andy Cohen very well. He does his edible or whatever he does. Right. No, he never does that stuff.
Right. Okay.
I've seen others do it, but not him.
Not him?
Sure.
Who else you seen do it?
I'm not telling you that. And not me.
Right. She also said that she felt pressured to drink. And Leah. And then when she didn't, she thinks that she sort of suffered the consequences.
I've been on that show and like you drink if you want to drink. Well, who's pressuring you? I don't get that. You're responsible for your own actions.
She thinks producers like coerced cast to get her to try to drink, and it's a better show if everyone drinks. I think we can agree to that.
Not necessarily. You've seen me act like an absolute idiot, and I'm always sober. How about that?
Well, you're one in a million, you know. What do you make about Rachel, Raquel, whatever? What do you make about her lawsuit against Tom and Ariana for revenge porn, like recording revenge porn and sharing it?
That's ridiculous. I think if you don't want to have somebody share your porn, then don't send it to your best friend's boyfriend, right? No?
Well, she didn't. It was a FaceTime that she didn't know was being recorded, and then Tom recorded it against her, like she didn't know.
I have to go.
And then he shared it, and Ariana found it and shared it with the castmates.
Well, she didn't share it with me.
Right.
Why did she leave me out? I don't get it.
On to claim that Cohen engages in cocaine use with housewives and other Bravo celebrities that he employs, and has a proclivity for cocaine usage with his employees. Cohen tends to provide housewives with whom he uses cocaine with more favorable treatment and edits, she claimed. So that's from People magazine. There's a 109-page document.
Yeah.
I just feel like all of this is gross.
It is gross, and I feel like we're going to see more of these stories come out with, Bethany coming forward with this reckoning, and I will tell you.
Even Kathy Griffin.
I know.
Did you see Kathy Griffin? She was on page 6 yesterday.
Well, that's something I think she had said a long time ago. The thing is, it's like, as a longest running housewife out there, and somebody that has a very close relationship with Andy, I have never seen him do drugs. He has never offered me to do drugs. We never talked about doing drugs. He is the sweetest, kindest man and cares about every one of us. Every one of us. If she was worried about her sobriety and that was important to her, and she knew she was getting on a show where there was drinking and whatever, that's a choice that she made. Nobody forces you to drink alcohol.
Yeah, and
nobody can force an adult to do alcohol.
And if she's newly into her sobriety and she knew she would be triggered by other people drinking alcohol,
then she should have chose her mental health and sobriety and not fame.
Yeah, and I think that and then done it multiple times, because
there's plenty of housewives that are sober and continue to work on this show, on all these shows.
Yeah, Candy, Margaret, Phaedra, etc.
But I can't handle people that can't take responsibility and accountability.
Truthfully, what Andy does on his personal time is his personal time. I can assure you, he has never been the type that would ever want to do something with another housewife. He knows we're all crazy.
He's smarter than that.
He is smarter than that. Like, nobody's saying
that. That's why he's so successful, because he's smarter than that. And
yeah, he knows. Even the ones and by them saying even the ones he's close with, like he's never like I'm close with a lot of people that he's very close with, and he's never offered any of them cocaine.
Of course, I've known Andy for years. And is not in his character, and I've never ever seen in the years that I've been doing the Housewives any drug abuse.
Is it about me?
It's about what Andy's talking about.
It's about cocaine. Who does coke and who doesn't do coke?
Yeah, I don't think anybody here wants to do that. You have socialized and we party and whatever happens. But if you want to go,
well,
we
I
can go.
don't. So, I mean, whatever you're going to say, I do not. I do not.
Well, that's Dorinda. Just
I don't.
Stay,
I don't.
Stay.
I don't. Why are you insinuating that you know I do drugs? That's a
Everybody
horrible
knows you
thing.
do drugs.
I don't do drugs.
Everybody
How would I
knows.
do all these drugs and stuff when Hannah lives with me? I'm home every night. I'm in the.
Dorinda, just drop it.
Yeah,
I think
okay,
you
just
should
drop
drop
it.
We decided we're not going to go there, okay?
So-
just drop it.
I didn't remember. I was drunk that night.
You should have said, Dorinda,
Okay,
stay
good.
home.
Did you know that she was that drunk before the dinner?
It escalated because we had another drink right before dinner. I didn't know, and I've seen her drunk before, and I didn't know how far it would go.
You should have stayed home.
I know. I wish I did.
I've seen her.
Why did
I
you have
wish
to go
I
to
did.
So we got to start looking for other people. All right. So it's not
Or a
Anderson.
throuple situation.
You and this threesome.
Well, you put it in my
You see
head,
what happened when you
Sherry.
open up the door?
I
When you
know.
open up
Yeah,
the door?
exactly. See that?
You can't get it out of your head.
Men are filth. Tonight we learned that Joe Gorga watches porn while driving, which might be the only thing that's more dangerous than talking about Louis in front of Teresa. But we're about to get specific about the size of his stick shift as we play Is It Bigger Than Tarzan?
Lucky girl, she got married to a boy like you. She'd kick you out if she ever knew about all the.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Do you ever wonder, like, who else is fucking your man?
Your body like this. Your body like this. Your body like this. Your body like this.
Joe Gorga. Hey, Joe Gorga.
What's up, Andy?
I saw you fully naked this season. I rewound it. I was like, Joe Gorga's dick. It's nice. It's nice. He keeps talking about how nice it is. I was like,
Oh, look, he's
this
so
looks
happy.
good.
It's
I'm
pretty.
sure.
Isn't it pretty?
No, he's got a pretty
Can you
dick.
Some attention.
Can you have this conversation one night?
Is there anything you want to apologize to me for?
Andy, I am so sorry that we haven't met sooner and we'll never be separated again.
All right, there's nothing else to say.
I am dating.
All right, back to the phones. Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
Hi, this is Sasha from New York, and I have a question for Tyson.
Okay.
Many people have been asking about why did you put out Boycott Bravo, but more importantly, to talk about the discrimination and the disparate treatment of Black women in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say that I've been in the industry for quite some time now. And you constantly hear, not just about my situation, you constantly hear about the unfairness in the pay amongst men and women of color in the industry. And there's no difference in the reality space. There is difference in pay. And
let's talk about that, Nene. Let's start from the top because I want to give you your propers. As a person who doesn't get oftentimes to watch The Real Housewives or Bravo, I have always known that your name was synonymous with Bravo. I mean, you were one of the real success stories. I mean, out of nowhere, you came and started this genre. Everybody started saying, you got to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. All the women in my family, everybody. And for Black women, they have followed you. You are immensely popular. You have this big platform. And so let's talk about how you use this platform, use your influence to make a difference when it matters most. What I endeavor to do for these, 30 minutes to an hour is to have a serious conversation, not only about why you put out the post Boycott Bravo, but more importantly, a conversation about that discrimination and disparate treatment of Black women in Hollywood and the fact that even though there's a gender pay gap between men and women in Hollywood, it is exacerbated when it comes to women of color, not only in film, but also in television and also in reality TV. So I want to start right there, Nene Leakes. You were one of the original Housewives of Atlanta. You and Bravo, y'all seem to both come up in the American conscious level together. So talk to us about why you are saying boycott. Explain it to America.
well, first of all, I want to be able to say that we did come up together. I feel we came up together. And I'm not saying boycott Bravo forever. I am basically saying that there is a conversation that needs to be had with Bravo. I would love to have this conversation privately. I'd love for all of us to come to the table and talk. There are some things that need to be discussed, and I don't want to be able to say all of those things right here on this platform for everyone to hear and see. But I was a part of a genre. I did start a genre. I did open up a door, and not only did I open it, I held the door open for others to have the same opportunity that I had. And I think the treatment that was happening behind closed doors that most aren't privy to was not a fair treatment. And this is a cry for help, for Bravo to sit down at the table and have a conversation with me and my team to correct some of the things that were not done properly. And that is what this is about. So I know a lot of the fans who have tuned into Bravo over the years, they love some of the shows that are on Bravo. They love the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not saying don't ever watch these shows. These are great shows. I am saying that we need your help. And we're asking that Bravo take a seat and sit down with us and have a conversation. Let's correct some of the things that have happened. And that's what this is. So we're not saying don't watch Bravo forever. We're not saying bash Bravo. We're asking for Bravo to have a seat with us. Have a seat with you, Ben. Have a seat with Brian Friedman. Have a seat with me. Have a seat with our team. Let's work through some of the issues that we're having behind the scenes.
I want to know is on a brand standpoint, do you feel like it messed up your brand or your reputation or anything, the whole drug scandal that happened last season?
You know what? Honestly, Demi, I believe that I thought that was horrible. And that's one of my complaints about the network. And I feel like the entire pretense of the show is to diminish me as an executive producer, to denounce me, and to, you know, make sure they don't include me. I thought that the drug allegations was just a little too far. That's when I knew that they were really trying to, not only were they trying to push me out, they were trying to tarnish my reputation and make sure I could not work in Hollywood. It's already hard as a Black woman in this business. I've never done drugs before in my life. And the fact that they would allow someone to make those allegations and do it on air, make those allegations, follow that story when they knew they were false. I just thought it was horrible. And that just gives credence to what I'm saying. Like, why would they allow that? And now not getting a contract, I believe they knew that they were trying to push me out all along. I just didn't get the memo. I just didn't know it.
So let's talk about that moment, because that was like just crazy. Like, I mean, for you to have to live through that, didn't it affect you personally though? Like, because you said it was
absolutely
okay.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
But personally, how did it affect you?
I think it affects you. I mean, I'm a mother before anything. I'm a woman, but I'm a mother, and I'm a mother of teenage kids, and that's not my life. It affected me because I believe wholeheartedly in being authentically me, and I've always been that. So to even allude that I will do drugs off camera or I have this other lifestyle, to me, that's not who I am. I mean, it's like they try to throw these stereotypes out about successful Black women. I've never done drugs. I've never been, that's not my life. So yeah, it broke me down as a woman. It did, because I go against that. That's not who I am, and it did.
Well, that's great to hear. We're actually happy to hear you, because that was like my biggest thing that I wanted to, my tripod, that I wanted to ask you about was about the drug scandal. Because I mean, it seemed like I liked when Andy asked, did anyone in the cast even believe that it was true? No, it seemed like no one believed it. So that was good to know. What did that feel like to know that no one in the cast really honestly truly believed that you would ever do drugs? Did that feel good?
I don't know that they carry much weight with me, because you have to think this is a medical show, and to take it a step further, this is a show where we're affiliated to doctors. You have to think I also was a drug rep, a pharmaceutical rep, so they know that that's just far from who I am. The fact that that was even a story was crazy to me that any of these doctors, their wives, their family members would go along with that, being associated with this show, with what I created. That couldn't have been further from the truth. So them saying, I don't believe it, I mean, it should have been shut down. They should have said from the beginning, this is BS. This is not who we are as women that are connected to medicine, whether it's our husbands or us, not like drugs. That was just too crazy for me. That was a little too crazy for me.
Someone in the comments just said they fired Phaedra for it, but not Quad. How do you feel about that? That's intense.
I felt like it was a double standard. I thought it was a double standard. And, you know, what people were calling for the firing of Quad, I wanted the other executive producers to take drug tests. I'll be honest with you, because I felt like it wasn't about the cast at that point. As a Black woman, I worked hard to be where I am, and I would not lose it all on drugs or anything like that. So I just really felt like, you know what, they are really attacking everything I've built. And it bothered me. So I thought it was a double standard, because they didn't hold her accountable. And not only did they not hold her accountable, they allowed her to do media interviews saying that I showed up to work on drugs. Now, why would they allow her to say that? It retracted the story from OK Magazine. But I thought that, for me, that let me know, you know what, this production company is really out for blood.
The perfect storm of it's cool till it's not. And the combination of the strike with me crashing a funeral. So Andy says to me something about it, and I don't, and again, this is me being 1,000%
I know,
honest.
and I heard you on a show kind of punt the ball to him when this came up.
Well,
because you weren't going to lie, and you just said, listen, Andy, you answer the question.
No, Andy, because he was trying to make it like the show. But I think
he was making it like I knew what was going on.
No, but you did. I think that first of all, Bobby liked the show. It was part of our experience. It's good content.
Irrelevant.
It doesn't have anything to do with you being a good person, loving your husband, having a few.
No, but irrelevant to me knowing or not.
You wanted it filmed too.
No. Okay, let me tell you what happened, okay?
Okay.
Someone who worked for me, I'm not going to mention his name.
Andy tells me Jill says Bobby would have loved when he was, hold on, let's get real. Andy said to me that when Bobby was in the hospital, or when he was sick, that you said to him he would love you to cover this or to see this or something like that. He loved the show, and that you wanted there to be coverage of, like, not meaning him being very sick, but him when he was ailing.
To do something do something. That is true.
Okay,
that is true.
He said that.
It was an overall thing, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just tell you this, and then,
but
then you know this is the truth.
Hold on, but then he said in the thing, I'm just telling you what he said, then you can respond.
I got you.
Then he said, Jill said you could bring the cameras to the funeral. That's what he said to me.
Not half. Okay. If that was true, would they need a release from me to get my voice on camera?
No, I know, and I've heard you say this
Would
before.
they need a release from me?
Yeah. Yes.
Do they have one?
I don't know.
I will tell you, they do not.
Because Barry Bernstein also says the same story Andy said.
And I had dinner with Barry, and you know what Barry said to me?
What?
Want to know the truth? When I asked her, I said, you know, they don't have a release on me. She goes, I know. I said, so why did they do it? You know what she said to me? They counted on you not suing.
I believe you, but if
I tell you there's no release, then you have to know I didn't know. If I'm telling you there's no release.
No, I don't have to know, but if you tell me that you didn't know, I'm going to believe you. I don't care about a release.
No, but I want you to know, because I'm Allison.
We don't need Allison. I love you. She wasn't even going to be down here. Like, no, we're not.
No, but she was at the.
It's okay. I don't need it. What is it?
I'm going to tell you what happened.
A lie detector test?
When I saw you walking out of the funeral, in the procession. When I was walking out after we had the funeral, and I was walking out, and I saw you, I died. I had no idea you were there.
Jesus Christ. That's brutal for me.
Like, hold on. Let me tell you what happened, because I saw you. My heart dropped. I couldn't believe you were there, and you looked drop dead with this black hat and this black suit, and I was so happy. And I said, oh my God. I didn't know you were in Aspen. I knew nothing, right? You were there, and I was so happy. Okay. Then I come downstairs, and someone who works for me, I'm going to say who, or actually he didn't work for me then, but he was a friend, says to me, Bethany wants to talk to you before she leaves. And he grabs me, and I walk over.
Who does this? Somebody that works with the crew?
A friend of mine who used to work for me, and now he's a friend. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you the truth, and I've got okay. So my sister was with me. My psychic Jen was there. Allie was with me, and he was with me. And he says, Bethany wants to talk to you before she leaves. And I was so happy. that you were there. And I came over. Now, I did see cameras. There was TMZ. I mean, I had no I didn't know who the cameras were.
Oh.
I wasn't on a mic. You were on a mic. I didn't know that.
Fascinating.
So when we hugged and all that, and I'm wearing bug glasses, you have to know I'm a little vain. If I knew I was being filmed, I wouldn't have looked like that. I still would have had makeup on.
I need a minute. I need a minute.
You need to know I had no idea.
Okay, I literally, if I believe you,
and hand to God, should Bobby
give me a second because I first didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to do with it, and then yes, I thought she wants them there, and I know you, and I thought, and by the way, you weren't upset that it.
I didn't sue them because I wasn't upset with the way they handled it.
I'm going to get to how I really feel about that, and it's going to be fairly explosive, and it's going to be a fairly big statement in a second because I got to process that. Because if I were home, I'd be like on a couch thinking,
I had no idea.
No, because what you're saying is I fucking ambushed a funeral for reality television.
Well, that's what Bethany. That's what Ramona was saying. Is
no,
like,
of course,
I had no idea the cameras were going to be there.
Forget the other. Okay,
no, I'm just saying that nobody knew. I didn't know.
Right. Okay. So,
and I said, by the way, you know when I found out? When it aired. When the commercial started in January, and I saw myself and you on every single fucking commercial for the entire season was me and you making up.
Disgusting.
And I had no idea.
It's disgusting.
I
love you. I don't need Al. I love you. Stop.
Okay,
right
you
now.
need, but you need to know that hand to God.
Stop with Allie. You're alone and with me, and that's it. Okay. So, because I'm going to lose my train of thought. So that's disgusting.
It was disgusting, Bethany.
Okay, that's disgusting. That's literally the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Now, just know that I don't know if I would have gone to the funeral if we weren't shooting. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I was going to do.
Fair enough.
Only because it was a spectacle and it would have been a thing. And
Fair enough.
I don't
but
know.
I thought
I
you
don't
were
remember.
there for real.
I don't remember. No, I'm saying it's the same thing we're saying this whole
I
time.
know.
It
you don't know what's
swirls
real
in.
and not real.
Yeah,
I know
it's all
that.
okay. So
I do.
I'm saying the truth. I don't know. But once it got going, I knew that it would be like so compelling and an amazing, interesting moment. And it, again, like seeing Allie, it was totally real. When I saw you, I mean, I loved Bobby and it was real. I don't know, just like I don't know that I wouldn't go to someone else's, like me going to a funeral that would have become a circus because I'm going there isn't necessarily what I would do. I would have gone to the Shiva, no question.
By the way, I believe you when you think I would have thought because I was okay with it. Had I known about it, I might have been okay with it.
No, exactly. You might have done it. And I wouldn't have blamed you.
I had no idea. And that's why there's no release because nobody ever called me after. I didn't know about it till it aired. And Barry said that they counted on me not suing because that I'm, as they say, thirsty to come back and this and that.
Wow.
Which wasn't true, but I don't want to bite the hand that fed me. Bravo was good to me. I felt that they handled it respectfully. The fact that I didn't know or did know, the audience saw something that was a beautiful moment. I was definitely taking advantage of.
You know how because that's an ambush on me. If I show up to a funeral in a black hat and glasses and a dress and get out of the car and you say, "What the hell are you doing here?" That would be like that would be like the worst thing. That like it's just a disaster. The whole thing is disgusting. And
it could have gone that way because I didn't know, and I could have been like, "What are you doing here?"
That's just disgusting, and it's embarrassing, and it's why when I got together with Paul and he could see with a clear mind, he was like, "What the fuck are you doing here in the sewer?" And it's really disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. That's disgusting, and I apologize because it was a spectacle and a circus, and yes, there's the lines are blurred, but like I want to move on.
So that's why. So now you came to the Shiva call, right? Not knowing that the funeral was filmed.
So I'm thinking you wanted us at the funeral. Now you're making a big deal that I was filming after the Shiva. Exactly. Who cares?
Because I had no idea you filmed the thing. So now I'm like, wow. This is off the record, right? Like, we're going to keep this quiet. And you didn't say anything otherwise. And then when I saw the show, you were wearing the same silver jacket. And I'm like, oh my God, she left my house and went to film. After we just had this like real moment. So nothing's real.
I get where you're coming from 100%. And it was
glad
real.
You do.
And it was real. But now you understand what I'm saying and why I'm saying.
And I'm happy that you know now what really happened. That's why I'm saying you don't always know what you think you know.
I thought you wanted the funeral to be covered and you did admit that
I did want the funeral covered, but not without me knowing about it.
Right. Okay. But did you ask for them to cover it?
We asked them if there was, I think, the Shiva. We wanted to have the girls come over for Shiva.
The person who worked for you called them and said she would be open to
doing Shiva. And you know what happened? You want to hear how horrible it is? You ready?
That's 50 Shades of Grey, though. A person saying you're welcome to the Shiva, not the funeral.
The point is knowing and not knowing. I didn't know that you were there to film. I had no idea. I thought you were there for real because I didn't know the cameras were there.
That is an ambush, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't know.
My head is so crowded.
No, but let me tell you about the Shiva, and this is what hurt me also, is that I invited the girls over, and they wanted to film it. I didn't care if they filmed it or not. They wanted to film it. And I said, well, you can't really film the real Shiva. That's not okay.
No,
it has to be on Friday after
the fake
whatever.
Shiva. This is a fake housewife
When they
Shiva.
found out, listen, when the girls found out that you filmed, because they didn't know you filmed either, by the way, miss. Okay, your co-stars, and they told you this. They didn't know that you were bringing cameras to Bobby's funeral. Listen,
who the fuck tells them? Who cares?
Hold on. When they found out, you know what they said to Bravo? We're not going to Jill's to shoot Shiva. And I was hurt because I'm like, wait a minute.
That's also not real. It's more bullshit.
No, but it was Okay,
when
I said to Bravo, right. You're not on purpose. What I'm saying is, I wanted Bobby's funeral to be covered in some way that he passed. Not the funeral. I wanted his passing to be recognized on the show, even though I was off the show. And coming to pay their respects at a Shiva call was the way to do it.
Funeral light.
And they told me they wouldn't do it. And they didn't tell me why. They just said that they couldn't come on Friday. Period. That was it. When it all happened and came out and I
slow
called.
Down so people really understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I understand, but slow down.
I would have liked the girls to come over on that Friday afternoon after real Shiva was over to film, just coming to pay their respects, to say that Bobby passed, how great he was, talk about memories, show a little bit of footage, and the end.
Okay.
I wouldn't get paid. I didn't ask for any money, ever. I just wanted that covered.
Okay.
When they called me back, the producers said, the girls can't come, they're busy.
Wow.
Okay? This one can't come, Sonia can't come, Ramona can't come. I was hurt. It is what it is. Now, fast forward, I see the commercial of you and me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, my God.
With me realizing that I was on national television and I was lost at sea for 21 hours, and everyone thought I was lying, and the network did nothing to defend me. We were on a boat with a bunch of housewives and production, 2 life vests on the boat, and it was a disaster. We thought we were going to die. And, of course, the network scurried together to get a meeting, be really nice to us just to make sure that we didn't say anything. This has happened to people on Project Runway. They're being threatened to be sued for $10 million if they ever think of using their own designs.
I'm with Jay McCarroll, the season 1 winner, at the Oyster Bar at Grand Central Station here in New York, going through his winning contract. And we have 2 copies. We're going through it simultaneously, and we both reach page 11 and look up at each other with wide eyes, saying, and I look at him and I say, you can't sign this. He said, I won't sign it, because it said that whatever Jay McCarroll earned from that point forever, 15% would go to Miramax. 15% of his design work, his teaching work. If he worked at McDonald's, it would be 15% forever. So it ended up being a huge humiliation for Miramax to have the winner of the show turn down the winning. But he did, and I was proud of him. So when they came back and said there will be a season 2, I said, well, good luck, because you're not doing it with me, based on this. So once again, they said, oh no, we'll get rid of all this, and there will be no strings attached. So let's fast forward to season 13. I am at the Met, the Metropolitan Museum dining room, where we had our lovely lunch. I'm in the dining room with Sean Kelly, the season 13 winner, and Alexander Knox, one of the season 13 designers, who I actually didn't want on the show. And I didn't want him on the show because he had not yet graduated from design school. I said, what do? You win season 13 and you go back to be a senior? He said, yeah. I said, it shouldn't work that way. Don't do this now. Well, he did. So I'm with Sean and Alexander looks very perplexed. What's the matter? He said, I don't know what to do for my senior thesis. I said, well, it's easy. Take the bright spots, your best moments in season 13, and extrapolate, explore them further. He said, I can't do that. I said, why? He said, because we're not allowed to. I said, what do you mean you're not allowed to? We're not allowed to have access to anything that we did on the show. The Weinstein Company owns everything. I said, what? So I left the lunch. I wrote an email to all the people in this sphere, Weinstein, my agent, my lawyer, Lifetime, Sarah Ray, our showrunner, and I said, I just heard this at lunch. Is this true? Or has there been a misunderstanding? And I hear back from Harvey's right hand that, oh no, this is very much true. So I wrote back a very thoughtful and succinct email saying that I hope you will understand why it is that I can no longer be associated with this show. Nothing about you've deceived me for 12 years or 12 seasons, you're a bunch of lying, deceptive assholes, nothing like that. Just, I'm sure you will understand why I can no longer participate. Well, I'm happy to say that all hell broke loose. And largely in the following vein, how dare you tell us how to operate this show? And I said, I'm not telling you how to operate the show. You operate it any way that you want to. I'm merely saying, I won't be part of it. So there were many weeks of negotiations between the Weinstein Company lawyers and my lawyer. And my lawyer basically said, as much as I love hating on the Weinsteins and dealing with them in this capacity, this isn't going to happen. And I said, okay, then we're no worse off than we were before. But then something did happen. They changed the contract for season 14. And my response was, that's all well and good, I'm happy to hear it, but I want those conditions retroactive through season 2. And my lawyer said, that's never gonna happen. And it did.
Wow.
So I very proudly went back to season 14, and let's not get overly enthusiastic about things, because wait till you hear. We shoot season 14, it's done. We segue into Project Runway Junior, which I love. If I had a choice between seniors and juniors, I take the juniors any day. I love those kids. So we do Project Runway Junior, and we invite 3 mentors from Project Runway. Amanda, Nick, and Sanji from various seasons of the show. And in a behind the scenes, I say to them, so how did you feel when you got the email from the Weinstein Company saying that your intellectual property is now back and you own everything? What email? I said, what? We haven't received an email. So the Weinstein Company person, whom I alluded to earlier, is on the set, and coincidentally my agent's on the set. So I walk into the production room, I call them both out, and I say to the Weinstein person, whose name is Barbara, how do you explain this? And she said, oh, the letter's going out later this week. I said every expletive imaginable about how dare you deceive me like this. And I said, were it not for these kids, I would walk off the set and I would never come back. But because they are here, I'm not holding them hostage. But how dare you? How dare you do this? It was awful. Awful. So they lied. I mean, what do you need to do?
Yeah.
Sue them? I'm not going to do anyway.
So that was the end of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I told you I wasn't going to make you you said you didn't want to relive it again.
Oh, but there are tons of things I haven't said. There are tons of other things.
For next time. Yeah, because it's quite a, and people don't know any of this stuff.
But also, what's with these people who just lie to your face?
Yeah, I don't understand that. To me, like, I don't even understand lying. Like,
I don't either.
even understand it. Life is so much easier when you just say what's true.
When you lie, you have to remember what you said.
Right, it's more
when
work.
you tell the truth.
These scare tactics that these big, massive, multi-billion-dollar companies have, acting like it's a good idea for you to give away part of your business because you gave away your entire life on TV, exploiting your children who will experience emotional damage later and bullying in school that one could never envision. I mean, fame and money. I mean, it's exciting, it's enticing. Who wouldn't want it, right? There's nobody that can understand what it means to exploit your life like this. And what if someone does something that they really regret? They say one word that they really regret. They have to live that for the rest of their lives. What if they're on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette and they leave after 2 episodes having said something dreadful? They won't be able to get a job. They're completely screwed and they didn't even get paid $1. Like, it's enough. These are people working under horrible conditions because they're not even qualified as actual union labor workers. They're not even good enough to be workers that are supposed to be treated fairly. So the man is going to get away with as much as they possibly can. And to live in this environment where you go on talk shows to be exploited and gotcha, and let me get you to say bad things about somebody else. And your job is to either be winning or losing. You're either putting someone else into the ground or someone's putting you into the ground. It's kill or be killed. It's the Hunger Games. It's the running of the bulls. And that's what rates.
So many people are asking me my opinion about the things that Bethany is saying on her social media about the actors' strike and how it affects reality stars and things of that nature. I'm even getting requests to do interviews. Listen, here's my opinion in a really quick nutshell. Bethany has an advantage that I do not have. So with that said, Bethany can say things and people will get it and they'll understand it. For a very long time, I have said that there's a lot of unfair treatment in different areas of the reality workspace. Reality stars do not receive benefits. They don't have any health benefits, any residuals. There's no union for reality stars. All of those things you see, like even with myself, when you see all of the memes and stuff that's out there, the way your likeness is used over and over and over and over again, and you don't get one red penny. I don't get a penny for all of those memes that you say out there. I am a part of Screen Actors Guild, so I do receive benefits on that side. Again, your likeness is used over and over and over and over again. They can run these shows for years and years and years and years and years, and you still will not get a dime from it. So I rest my case. I don't want to say too much more about it. I will let you guys see Bethany's video. I feel like she will be supported a lot more than I will be supported. So good luck, everyone.
And the fans were actually kind of upset that you were edited out of the trailer, the flashback. I mean, people were pretty heated.
Yeah. I thought that was funny, and I thought that was kind of crazy to do. But I also think that people sometimes use reverse psychology.
Okay.
And so maybe they were thinking if we edit her out, maybe they'll make more people tune in the next week. So that's how I try to think of it. Maybe they were like, okay, we're going to edit her out, and then people will tune in next week to watch. I mean, I don't know. But I think it was a bad move to do.
Do you think it was production being shady?
I don't even think it was production, because production only do what the orders are that they get from the top. So somebody from the top ordered that to be done, and they did what they were told to do.
On Andy Cohen. So we came up together. He was a network executive, became a reunion host and a talk show host, and I had my own trajectory on a parallel path, working my way through the entertainment industry from a different side. We've shared many beach walks and secrets, and I was the highest paid housewife of all time. I rated, and I am in a position to discuss a possible union and fair and equal treatment for all reality talent because I'm not disgruntled. I don't have my own agenda for myself, something I'm asking for. This is not a lawsuit, and this does not have anything to do with just one person or one network. I've always understood that Andy's first priority and the housewives. That's the realm that he protects. Those are the secrets that he keeps. The first time I ever heard him say something not directly to me, but in public, was about rewives, when he said negative things about rewives. And then I went on his show and felt ambushed, but that's the name of the game there. There are going to be polls and discussions, and they're designed to kind of make people look bad, produced questions, but that's how you go, promote your products there. You got to take a couple of hits. And I have had opinions on the franchise in particular, and reality TV and in particular, but I haven't felt comfortable really totally expressing that because I didn't want to say anything untoward about Andy or about the housewives, the place that I came from. But I've grown increasingly uncomfortable with certain things. I've been put in situations where I've felt that it wasn't safe. I recently found out that I crashed a funeral, and that was very jarring because it's felt like there is exploitation without compensation for many people. I've now, in the past couple of days, heard stories about people whose spouses have lost jobs and people who have been threatened with contracts that they cannot use their own business and work on their own projects afterwards because the network has to own them. And then, yes, of course, there's the Bethany clause and all of these different things that I'm thinking about that aren't equal and fair, and reality talent isn't compensated properly by and large. And I've run this by lawyers and people that work with unions and heads of the entertainment industry and asked point blank, do you think I'm right? And they have all said yes. So I know that I'm right. And there are over 100 people that have also told me that I'm right who work in this industry. Many of them are scared and threatened and have gag orders, and contracts are being used as weapons. But I want an answer because I deserve an answer. We deserve an answer, and we're going to get the answer we deserve. I did not buy the idiot guide to starting a union in 24 hours, but these are fair. These are ways that talent can understand compensation without having to try to audit a multi-billion-dollar powerful company that hides money in different places and likes to try to pretend that everything equals a show expense, so you never get any of the gross. For unscripted talent with shows that make it to air, the minimum should be $5,000 per episode. Talent should receive a 10% raise each season. If the show is a huge success and ratings have increased, it's subject to negotiation, or the talent can walk away.
Let's talk about the legacy negotiation, because I have what I think happened. I was not there. I don't know.
I know. And I love listening to your show and listening to what you think.
So I want to hear how close I am. What I think happened is you were an original housewife. You were on for several seasons. Some people were going to be on legacy that came later and haven't been on since the very beginning. And everyone's at different pay grades. When Jill and I started, it was called Favored Nations, and everybody got paid the same.
That's right.
And we fucked that up. I fucked that up for everybody because we went on our own. You're like, I'm going with you. Remember the three blonde? They were going together. Yeah, they were going together. But
okay.
And I was like, you're like, I'm over here.
I was with you all the way.
Right. So now it's a Chinese a la carte menu now. What the salaries are, it's all over the place. Everybody gets different. So you were walking into what I perceive as a new show, with a collection of people that are cast as a new show. You wanted to be paid what everybody else wanted to be paid. And so you didn't want to come in where you were, because that was a long time ago before people started getting real money. And they wanted to be thinking that they weren't on a show that just got canceled and that they were still riding with the next season of the show and be where they were. And I think that everybody fucked it up because they should have met in the middle. So they should have come to the middle. And you would have gotten probably more than you were even asking for. I think that they should have come down and you should have all met in the middle. And I think that's why it got fucked up, because you were blamed for it, but I don't think it was really you.
And you know what's so funny?
Am I correct?
Well, not really, but it's very hypocritical, the networks. They are. They're hypocritical because, they say that, you can't talk to the press, but then they do. Who blamed me for the negotiations breaking down? Where did that come from? It didn't come from me.
What really happened? Who cares who?
No, but but it does, because then if I respond, like if I talk to you about it right now,
anybody.
No, but then if I talk to you about it now, it's like, oh, she's talking about it. Well, where did it start? They started talking about it, not me.
No, but it could have been one of the girls that said you messed it up. I think it was one of the girls. Who cares? That's
no,
what
it
happened.
wasn't. But it doesn't matter. Well, first of all, you know what was in my head? I'll tell you something. When I saw you and we talked about me coming back on the show, and do you remember what you said to me? Yeah.
What did I say? What are you thinking?
Don't do it.
Of course.
What'd you say? Do you remember what you said to me? I remember what you said to me.
I don't know. You don't need it. I don't know.
Said,
tell me.
Don't do it. You don't need it. What do you need it for? It's not good for you.
It is, in fact, their real lives. So for networks and streamers to be trapping people, not allowing them to do other things, and forcing them to expose their real lives on reality television is unconscionable. Talent gets 10% of their last negotiated talent fee for additional cycles. That means that if a network has a season and decides to re-air that season, talent gets 10%. If a streamer decides to keep that on, talent gets 10% of their talent fee each additional year. Any additional entities airing that show, i.e. Peacock, will also pay 10% to the talent. On shoot and promotional days, talent gets a per diem $100 a day. Now to retroactive. Starting right now, series talent that has not been paid for shows that have been airing with no compensation should receive $5,000 per season retroactively from each distributor. So I should be paid $5,000 per year from streamers and from networks for shows that have aired after the original season. If they don't want to pay moving forward, the content should be taken down, and the content should not be watched or consumed. It should be boycotted. Talent is not required to give any proceeds of their business to a network or streamer, eradicating the Bethany Clause. These terms are now the new Bethany Clause. Talent should not be prohibited from promoting specific brands on their social media so the networks and streamers can try to garner that income for themselves. Talent shall receive a percentage of proceeds from ancillary merch from the gross. 5% if it's a solo act, 2.5% if it's an ensemble. For other properties, for example, YouTube, which the networks and streamers make a lot of money off of those clips using your name and likeness and talent's intellectual property.
Work with people who have a negative and toxic work culture. You know, of course, I watch the franchise, but it is built on negative and toxic culture. So why not leave sooner? And why did you ever join?
I joined because I had $8,000 in my bank account and a $2,000 a month or $2,600 a month rent.
So the money.
I joined because it was an opportunity. I thought I could maybe be something, and I wanted to be a natural food chef, and I thought I could showcase that. So I joined because of that. It also was a different show then. Don't forget, we were wearing our own sweaters and had no makeup on, and we were just being human beings interacting, and having a conversation in a bar was a dramatic argument. We weren't like running into other people's cars, bankruptcies, jail. Like, it wasn't as crazy as it is now. It's really outlandish now. And it evolved. I left after 3 seasons, and I came back because I did miss the connection with the audience and the humor. And yeah, the money was a big part of it. As it grew, it was a lot of money, and you couldn't make that anywhere else. And I walked away. The money would have been the reason I stayed. I walked away because I wanted to feel good about myself, and I had gotten to a position where I didn't have to do that.
Are you stunned by the scandals? I feel like every time I look at like an entertainment blog, somebody's going to jail or someone's husband is going to jail.
Well, it's crazy.
What is that?
It's bizarre because in our normal lives, we don't know 10 people that have gone to jail, infidelity.
Well, I do a crime show. I do a crime show. I know 10 people.
No, personally,
but it's a lot, and it's a lot of like fraud stuff.
I know. It's a lot of fraud, because I'll tell you why. Because the show, the premise is, and I was the only one in the first season that didn't have money or wasn't pretending to have money, or Ferraris or all this stuff that's rented and not even really real. It's all show and no go. So I was down here with no money and being honest about that. But when you have a show that is built on showing wealth, it's important for the people who want to be on the show and want to be famous to show that they're wealthy. So not everybody's wealthy. So if you have to show it, you're going to get jammed up by, by having to find ways to show it.
Question for Kelly. What was your experience like working for Bravo? Would you ever do another reality show similar to Hell on Earth?
Bravo is a very want to speak the truth. I think it's important that I tell
I'm not going to censor you, and this is your,
I think that the Bravo network, based on my experience with Kel and Earth, was a very toxic environment.
I remember you telling me that.
So horrible to me.
That's insane. I can't even imagine that. You're so fucking badass.
I'm gonna be very honest about what happened.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. I never talk about this in public, and it's your podcast, and you're amazing. And I do think like this podcast.
And I do want to hear this story. I do want to hear this story.
I don't really care about Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, Kel and Earth. Okay. Nobody cared about the show. Let's just be honest. So I was shooting The City, and I ended up on Bravo with this show, and the Magical Elves were producing, and nobody cared. They were like all up on Sarah Jessica Parker's ass because she was doing an art show with like China Chow and Bill Powers
on Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So no one cared about Kel and Earth
nobody
at the network.
Nobody cared. Like,
at the network.
Nobody came to the set. Nobody.
What about Kel and Earth? Finances, reality.
Reality show, totally real. Finances, $20,000 an ep. 8 eps, 160,000. Hellish experience. Hated working on Bravo. Hated being a Bravo celebrity. I was very nonconformist. They didn't love me. I definitely did not love them. By the time we were shooting, I think the second or third week, I was already going back to MTV and telling them I didn't want to stay on Bravo and I wanted to come back. Got a pilot on MTV. But then Liz Gately and Tony DeSanto, who were the heads of the network, were planning their departure, which affected the pickup of my show.
What was so bad about being a Bravo celebrity in particular?
Well, I think that Bravo treats women like shit, and their messaging is pretty horrifying. And I'm not going to say, like, I'm friends with people that are on the network, some of the people, but overall, I think that the message that they give out, you know, to people is that women are hysterical and out of control and drunk and crazy and jealous.
Housewives Games. Chapter 1, The Ordinary Life. Amelia, an average suburban housewife, seemed to have it all: a loving family, a beautiful home, and an active social life. However, beneath her seemingly perfect exterior, she yearned for excitement beyond her mundane routine. The monotony of her daily life and a deep sense of loneliness drove her towards risky adventures, seeking excitement and passion outside her marriage. Behind closed doors, Amelia indulged in secret liaisons with various men, eager to experience fleeting intimacy and escape the confines of her seemingly perfect life. An opportunity arose when Amelia stumbled upon a casting call for a popular reality TV show, showcasing the lives of affluent housewives. With a glimmer of hope in her eyes, she auditioned, hoping to inject some adventure into her life. Amelia delves deep into manipulation and deceit to ensure her casting on the reality show. She meticulously researches her competitors, exploiting their weaknesses and vulnerabilities to get ahead. With every step, she becomes more cunning and more ruthless, stopping at nothing to achieve her goal. From spreading rumors to sabotaging relationships, she will stop at nothing to ensure her place on the show. Through calculated maneuvering, the cunning producers recognize Amelia's hunger to be a part of the franchise. They dangle the illusion of stardom and promise wealth, exploiting her insecurities and dreams for their own gain. Amelia, blinded by the allure, willingly succumbs to their devious traps, unknowingly becoming a pawn in their game. Amelia was cast as one of the main housewives, and her life was about to change forever. Fans were captivated by her relatable charm and quick wit, drawn to her authenticity and down-to-earth nature. Amelia quickly became a fan favorite, adored for her relatability and natural charm. Viewers loved her ability to navigate the extravagant world of the show while remaining true to herself. Her rise to fame was meteoric, and the public couldn't get enough of her. Unbeknownst to them, the producers carefully craft this facade, an ever-present mask hiding the desperation and depths of Amelia's soul. The viewers remain blissfully ignorant of the puppet strings controlling her every action and the cruel game she has become a pawn in. As the truth of the producer's manipulation begins to unravel, cracks form in Amelia's carefully constructed image. The housewives, once allies, become both pawns and competitors in the producer's sinister plot. Amelia begins to notice the manipulative tactics employed by the show's producers. She makes sure to meticulously keep a note of every shady tactic employed by the producers. Armed with a greater understanding of the producers' tactics, Amelia starts to assert her independence. She understands that she must play the game strategically to outmaneuver the cunning producers. She becomes adept at presenting a composed, obedient facade, while actively working behind the scenes to gather incriminating evidence. Every conversation, event, and confrontation becomes an opportunity for her to accumulate proof of the producer's manipulation. As Amelia's fame skyrocketed, the pressures began to take a toll on her. Behind the scenes, her once pleasant demeanor transformed into a demanding and entitled attitude. Her rising stardom had given her a false sense of importance, making her difficult to work with. On the silver screen, she was the epitome of grace and elegance, adored by fans worldwide. Behind the scenes, though, was a different story. Amelia was a hard-drinking tyrant who held her castmates and the show's crew under her thumb. Amelia's behavior behind the scenes quickly became a nightmare for the production team. She demanded special treatment, throwing tantrums when things didn't go her way. The show's producers had long grown weary of Amelia's high-handedness. But they couldn't fire her. Amelia had dirt on them all. She knew of the producers' underhand tactics to boost ratings, and their manipulation of the cast, as Amelia had been taking note of it all. Because amidst the glitz and glamour of the showbiz world, reality TV producers meticulously crafted storylines designed to heighten emotions and provoke reactions. They knew that unhinged behavior would lead to higher ratings and increased buzz, keeping audiences engaged and advertisers satisfied. The producers, masters of manipulation, orchestrated situations to provoke the Real Housewives into chaotic reactions. They strategically placed them in situations where tensions would inevitably rise, exploiting their vulnerabilities for entertainment value. They encouraged gossip and fostered rivalries, planting seeds of discord that would eventually explode on screen, leaving the housewives and viewers alike stunned. Amelia's reign as the queen of the Reality Housewives franchise is threatened when the producers conspire to oust her by offering the coveted center position to other cast members because they feel Amelia has too much power. The producers know they have to do this quietly, because their job is at risk along with their shady ways being exposed. Sensing the impending danger and noticing producers were trying to phase her out episodes little by little each week, Amelia decides to take matters into her own hands. Fearful of losing her place in the limelight in the show, Amelia enlists the help of a skilled private detective to dig up dirt on Mr. B, the formidable boss of the franchise. In the ruthless world of reality TV, Mr. B was a shady executive with raw ambition. Armed with undeniable charisma and a willingness to exploit any opportunity he sets his sights on. Together, Amelia and her newly acquired private detective begin a journey to expose the secrets that could potentially save Amelia's career. As the investigation unfolds, Amelia and the private detective are stunned by the shocking truths they uncover about Mr. B. The secrets they unearth go far deeper than either of them could have ever imagined, leaving them questioning everything they thought they knew about the man behind the franchise. They already knew about his avid drug use, which was no surprise to them, nor would it be for fans. However, the detective discovered a secret about Mr. B and the network that made Amelia untouchable. You see, through Amelia's already manipulative ways, she was able to spot the like-minded, manipulative schemes of show producers, which was already shocking enough due to what they would do for ratings, but what she found out about the network and their deeper intentions actually shocked her. She threatened Mr. B with the revelation of his secret unless he guaranteed her a permanent spot on the show. As the show progresses, Amelia's power trip intensifies, making Iris and Kaylin's lives a living hell. Behind the scenes, the two housewives can sense the producers' growing frustration with Amelia's antics, but they remain perplexed as to why nothing is being done to rein her in. Amelia's behavior even crosses the line into racism, leaving Iris and Kaylin feeling helpless and vulnerable. During a wild night of filming, Fueled by alcohol, Amelia found herself unable to resist her growing attraction to castmate Iris. In a moment of uninhibited desire, she made undesired advances towards her, hoping for a reciprocal response. However, Iris, taken aback and loyal to her marriage, firmly rejected Amelia's advances as usual. Iris Carmichael, a stunning and enigmatic castmate, had always captivated Amelia. Her elegance and composed demeanor intrigued always Amelia, but you'd never know until the cameras were down and Amelia had a drink. Frustrated by Amelia's persistent pursuit and inappropriate behavior, Iris reached her breaking point. She confided in Kayland, a trusted friend and fellow castmate and someone else who's been harassed by the tyrant, about the distressing situation. Unable to bear the constant unwanted attention, Iris decided it was time to confront Amelia. In a tense and emotional confrontation, Iris, filled with anger and frustration, confronted Amelia about her inappropriate actions. The encounter escalated to a point where Iris had had enough, and in a moment of raw emotions she broke a bottle upon Amelia's head and snatched her bald in the middle of the club. Hair was everywhere. The confrontation left Amelia shocked, humiliated and bloody. Not only Amelia but producers because of how violent it was and in public for everyone to see. Which means fans filmed the incident. That never makes Mr. B happy. To Mr. B, the success of The Real Housewives relied heavily on the element of surprise. He believed that the show's appeal lay in the carefully crafted narrative arcs, the unexpected twists, and the dramatic confrontations that kept viewers hooked. Any leaks before the episodes aired threatened to undermine the carefully constructed storytelling. For Mr. B, creating a compelling reality TV series was an art form. He saw himself as the mastermind behind the scenes, orchestrating the drama and ensuring that each episode was a captivating experience for the viewers. Leaks not only spoiled the surprises but also jeopardized the carefully planned storylines, potentially causing a decline in viewership. Amelia's reign of terror reached a boiling point during a heated altercation with Iris, another housewife. The confrontation, unexpectedly filmed by overzealous fans, quickly spread like wildfire across social media, further fueling Amelia's ego and exacerbating Mr. B's frustration. The leaked footage of the fight between Amelia and Iris was a devastating blow to Mr. B's carefully guarded control over the show. It shattered the carefully orchestrated narrative, exposing the raw and unfiltered reality behind the scenes. Mr. B's anger and dismay intensified as he saw his carefully constructed world crumbling around him. Mr. B, fed up with Amelia's tyranny, decided to devise a plan to get rid of her once and for all. In his cocaine-induced stupor, Mr. B began to brag about his elaborate plan to oust Amelia, the troublesome housewife who had been blackmailing him. His ego inflated with each line of coke, making him careless and reckless. As the drugs took hold, Mr. B's inhibitions shrank. He babbled about his plan to anyone who would listen, oblivious to the fact that he was laying bare his darkest intentions. He even went so far as to unzip his pants in public, a shocking display of his dwindling self-control. Unfortunately for Mr. B, his drug-fueled rants did not go unnoticed. Among his audience was Amelia's hairstylist, a trusted confidant and close friend of the housewife. The hairstylist was taken aback by Mr. B's indiscreet ramblings and knew that he had to warn Amelia. The news sent Amelia into a spiral, forcing her to plot her survival. Chapter 2, Awakening. Amelia adjusted her designer sunglasses, looking at her reflection in the mirror. Her hand gingerly touched the scar on her scalp, a grim reminder of her fight with Iris. She smirked. Her plan was coming together and soon, she'd have her revenge. Not just on Iris, but on Mr. B and the producers who had tried to play her for a fool. She picked up her phone and dialed the numbers of her fellow housewives. One by one, she invited them over to her mansion for a little get-together. She painted a picture of a fun-filled evening, knowing they would be unable to resist. "What's the occasion, darling?" asked Beverly, her voice filled with suspicion. Just a little gathering, Bev, replied Amelia, her voice as sweet as honey. I have some news to share. Beverly hummed on the other end, all right, Amelia. We'll be there. With each call, Amelia felt a rush of adrenaline. Every step was bringing her closer to her ultimate goal. As the evening approached, the housewives arrived, each one more glamorous than the other. Iris, the last to arrive, was met with a chilly reception. Amelia watched as Iris's gaze fell on her, her eyes widening in surprise at the sight of the scar. Welcome, Iris, Amelia greeted, her smile never reaching her eyes. Cut to the chase, Amelia. What's this all about? Iris demanded, her fiery temper flaring. Amelia walked to the center of the room, allowing her gaze to sweep over her castmates. She took a deep breath and said, Ladies, there's a snake among us. Mr. B and the producers have been playing us all along. In a desperate bid to save herself, Amelia was about to reveal Mr. BS and the network's secret to her co-stars. Mind you, Amelia had known about the producers' intentions for a while, but said nothing for her own selfish gain. Amelia's heart pounded as she gathered the courage to tell her fellow housewives the truth about the dark secrets lurking behind reality television. For years, they had all unknowingly been a part of a system that manipulated narratives and controlled messaging. United by a shared desire for authenticity, the Real Housewives come together to form an unexpected alliance. They share their experiences of being manipulated, their stories twisted to fit the producer's agenda. As the Real Housewives delve deeper into the inner workings of the reality show and share more of their personal experiences dealing with the network, they uncover a tangled web of deception. The tension in the room was palpable as Amelia dropped the bombshell revelation about Mr. B and the network's dark intentions. The Real Housewives, already feeling betrayed and manipulated, were now faced with a difficult decision. They knew that speaking out could have consequences for their own personal and professional lives, but they also believed that the truth needed to be exposed. Armed with evidence of the producers' manipulation, the Real Housewives want to take their fight to the public. Through social media campaigns, interviews, and behind-the-scenes exposés, they want to rally supporters and expose the dark underbelly of reality TV. As the meeting came to a close, the housewives quickly reached for their phones, dialing their managers and the press. TMZ, known for their love of scandalous stories, was high on their list. The women were determined to make sure this secret would no longer be concealed. But amidst the chaos and urgency, Amelia couldn't resist the opportunity for revenge against Iris. As Iris walked out the door, engrossed in a conversation with her manager, Amelia saw her chance. With a surge of anger, she lunged at Iris, dragging her to the ground. In the scuffle, Iris's tooth was knocked out, and her fake booty burst, symbolizing the facade they had all been living. The other housewives screamed and tried to break up the fight, realizing that even this petty dispute couldn't distract them from the magnitude of what Amelia had just revealed. Despite the chaos, they knew they had to stay focused on the bigger picture and ensure that the truth would prevail. They team up to expose the truth about the network and its puppeteer, Mr. B. However, their attempts to spread their stories are thwarted at every turn. Every blog and media outlet is silencing their voices, under the pressure of the network and Mr. B. Frustrated and angry, Amelia and her fellow housewives decide to take matters into their own hands. They hatch a plan that is as audacious as it is risky. They will go live together, all the housewives from every franchise of the show, and expose the truth for the world to see. Chapter 3: A Reckoning. As the housewives went live, the truth about the network's manipulation, controlled messaging, and concealed power players began to unravel. Behind the scenes, the network had been pushing racist and sexist agendas to increase ratings, not caring about the repercussions it had on society. The fans, once loyal followers of the show, were shocked and angered by the revelations made during the live stream. They began to question the authenticity of reality television and wondered if anything they saw on TV was real. The deception ran much deeper than they could have ever imagined. As the fans demanded accountability and a fresh start from the network, they fervently supported. Amelia stands as a central figure, having broken the news that shook the Real Housewives and fans to their core. However, unbeknownst to them, Amelia's motivations are far from noble, and she harbors a hidden agenda. The revolt led to the firing of the notorious producer, Evil Mr. B, along with a handful of other producers who had played a part in manipulating the truth. Amidst the chaos, Amelia was the appointed figure to take control of the network and the housewives due to her being the pioneer of breaking the story. As Amelia settled into her new position, her true intentions began to surface. Initially, Amelia's reign over the network and housewives appears promising, leading the former housewives to believe that she has changed for the better. However, their hopes are shattered as they start noticing subtle hints and familiar patterns that remind them of the vindictive and manipulative woman they had all despised in the past. The network, under her control, became a playground for her twisted ambitions. The former housewives who had once trusted her felt deceived, realizing that Amelia had used them as pawns to achieve her sinister goals. Amelia's reign as the mastermind of the network was marked by a web of manipulation and deceit. She exploited the vulnerabilities of the former housewives, using their secrets against them to maintain her control. The very same women who had helped her rise now found themselves trapped in her wicked game again, but in a different way. As tensions rise, the former housewives band together to uncover the truth behind Amelia's true intentions. Their journey takes them through a maze of deceit, betrayal, and hidden agendas, forcing them to confront their own past and the role they played in Amelia's rise to power. Meanwhile, Mr. B, the enigmatic puppet ex-master behind the scenes, seethed with anger and rage. He had carefully crafted the web of deception, and Amelia's betrayal infuriated him. He plotted against her, determined to make her pay for her actions. With nothing left to lose, Mr. B delved into the depths of his darkest desires, embracing the malevolent forces within him. He vowed to seek retribution against Amelia by any means necessary, consumed by a thirst for power and a hunger to watch her crumble beneath his wrath. Mr. B knew that to destroy Amelia, he needed to infiltrate her world and dismantle it from within. He adopted a new identity, a seductive and enigmatic figure who captivated those around him. With each calculated move, he unraveled the threads of Amelia's life, sowing seeds of doubt and chaos.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.